Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the regular city council meeting of Wednesday, April 5th. Let the record show all councilors are present except for Councilor Jay Hildebrand. Adds and deletes. Delete department and committee reports number 2B. Delete bids and quotes number 1H. And add license and permits number 12. Could I have approval of the agenda?
Motion to approve?
Motion approved by Councilor Faso, second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Hildebrand. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Bayless, I'm sorry.
Mr. Bayless.
Mr. Bayless. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes of Hibbing City Council Workshop Meeting of March 1st, 2023. Wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Councilor Hoffman-Sockman.
Support.
Support by Councilor Faso. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Approve the minutes of Hibbing City Council meeting of March 15th, 2023. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Councilor Schweberger.
Support.
Second by Councilor Bayless. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes of the Hibbing City Council Workshop Meeting of March 15th, 2023. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Councilor Whitney. I missed one here, so. Second, please.
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Bayless. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Move on to next up, the consent agenda. Approved accounts payable date 3/24/23, checks number 174314-1744421 in the amount of $738,835.30. 3/30/2023, checks number 174422 through check 174475 in the amount of $224,697.56. Approved city payroll for the pay period ending 3/10/1023, checks number 168689 through 168699 in the amount of $533,992.38. 3/24/10/2023, checks number 168700 through 168701 in the amount of $501,032.74. Authorize the hire of Charlie Graham for the full-time skilled labor position with Public Works Department pending successful completion of pre-employment conditions. Number 4, approve the updated collection system operator job description. Number 5, approve the updated lead equipment operator and burial services job description. Number 6, authorize the hire of Catherine Kelly for the full-time library technician with the Hibbing Public Library pending successful completion of pre-employment condition. 7, recognize the retirement of Michael Swanson, Engineering Tech 3, effective June 8th, 2023. 8, acknowledge the resignation of Bethany Held from the budget account position with the Finance Department effective April 14th, 2023. 9, acknowledge the resignation of Bethany Held as accountant budget in the Finance Department effective Friday, 14th, 2023. Okay, that was a repeat, wasn't it? 10, approve the updated job description for account 1 position. 11, approve the updated job description for account 2 position. 12, authorize the posting for a full-time accountant 2 in the Finance Department. 13, authorize the posting of a permanent full-time accountant 2 position in the Finance Department. 14, authorize the posting for a seasonal recreational programmer with the City Services Department. 15, approve the updated engineering technician job description. 16, recognize April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. 17, accept and place on file the Hibbing Police Department Activity Report for February 2023. 18, declare 1994 Seagrave fire engine as surplus property. 19, declare 3 Philips Heart Start cardiac monitors as surplus property. 20, approve the Iron Range resident retention and recruitment letter of support and funding. 21, approve the letter of support for the Android project for a trellis application to the Minnesota Housing Finance Agency Multifamily Consolidated RFP. 2022, authorize the Hibbing City Council to attend the 2023 Easter egg hunt on Friday, April 7th, 2023 at the Lincoln Elementary School at 11:30 a.m. 23, approve the Zen Boost study room use policy at the Hibbing Library. 24, set the next regular Hibbing City Council meeting for Wednesday, April 19th, 2023 at 5 p.m. at the City Hall in Hibbing City Hall Council Chambers. 25, set the Hibbing City Council workshop for Wednesday, April 19th, 2023 following the Hibbing City Council meeting at City Hall in the Hibbing City Council Chamber. 26, set the Hibbing City Council strategic planning session for Wednesday, April 26th, 2023 at 3 p.m. in the Hibbing City Council Chamber. Wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as read and published.
We have a motion by Councillor Hoffman-Sockman,
Support.
support by Councillor Faso. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Greg, do you know if there's anything for public forum tonight?
There is not.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to department and committee reports. City Services Director Nicarola.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Tonight, I'll quickly just touch on all 4 of them. I have 4 user agreements here for your approval tonight. The Hibbing Chisholm Soccer Club, Hibbing Girls Softball, Hibbing Little League, Inc., and Hibbing Miners Amateur Baseball. This is just piggybacking off of the other agreements that we have started doing with user groups that use our facilities. We use the same boiler template that we have been using with those other groups and just tailored it to their needs and their locations that they use from us, and updated their fees for the next few years, and we have everybody locked in for at least the next 3 years. So just looking for your approval on all 4 of these moving forward.
All right, we will move forward one at a time. We'll move forward with A, authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the facility use agreement between the city of Hibbing and the Hibbing Chisholm Soccer Club. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councillor Faso.
Support.
Support by Councillor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. B, authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the facility use agreement between the city of Hibbing and the Hibbing Girls Softball Club Summer Program. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Councillor Schweberger.
Support.
Support by Councillor Jennifer Hoffman-Sockman. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay. Motion carries. C, authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the facility use agreement between the city of Hibbing and the Hibbing Little League. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councillor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Councillor Faso. All in favor say, any discussion first? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the facility use agreement between the city of Hibbing and the Hibbing Miners Amateur Baseball. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councillor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Councillor Hoffman-Sockman. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you for all this hard work, because we just approved 4 of them, and I know we've been seeming to approve one every time at a council meeting, so thank you for all your hard work. Are we kind of up to date or on all of them?
Yep, we're getting there. One by
Good.
one, we're getting there. We're pretty good sitting into the summer. season. So I think I got one more baseball group to get done for this summer. Otherwise, we're set for the summer and then start working towards the next group. So yeah, we're doing well. And it's a good chance to just sit down with these groups and, you know, pick their brain, see what's working for them, what isn't, their challenges, our challenges. So it's been good overall.
Good, thank you. That's it.
Move on to E. Nick?
E, I offer resolution number 23-04-01, and this would be making application to accept funds, the LCCMR grant program, and this would be for the Cary Lake Campground. Again, just looking for any and all funding that we can go after, outside funding that we can go after for these projects to get them done. So just looking for a resolution for that. We did submit an application for that. The deadline was just last Friday, and we didn't get it on the last agenda, but I did reach out to them, and we can send a resolution right after this, so.
Before they'll ask the support for the Hibbing base minors baseball, we had discussion. I still needed support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? Motion carries. Now you just spoke about the resolution, I'll move on to E. Resolution, Nick, you brought up about the Natural Resources Trust Fund through the LCCMR grant program. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion to approve by Councillor Whitney. Second, Councillor Schweberger. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thanks, Nick.
Sounds good, thank you.
Next up, we'll move on to Community Development Director Betsy Olivante.
Mayor, members of the council, thanks for allowing me to present this tonight. I'd like to offer Resolution 230402, authorizing the city of Hibbing to contribute $5,000 to the Iron Range Resident Retention and Recruitment Grant application by the Iron Range Tourism Bureau. I presented at this last time in workshop, just talking about the efforts that have already been done and the need to add capacity to that work to keep them from getting sleepy. The Iron Range Tourism Bureau is uniquely positioned to be able to do this work really well and make sure that the marketing efforts and things are well done and get as far out to our target market as possible. This $5,000, if we contribute tonight, will allow the Tourism Bureau to go after a community development partnership grant with the IRRR and get matching funds and move that further. So far in the community, we have raised about $40,000 towards these efforts. So Hibbing is one part of the contribution, and other communities have come on board. Some of our major employers have come on board, as well as St. Louis County and others.
Very good. I appreciate the update. So, hearing what Betsy had to say, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve?
Motion approved by Councillor Faso. Second.
Support.
Support by Councillor Hoffman-Sockman. Discussion. I just appreciate the effort. I really do. I love all the players you brought into this, you know, from county to local businesses, so job well done. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Move on to C.
So this is a request to transfer the remainder of the general fund from economic development budget from 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021 into the 255 account for HEDA. So 2018 Hibbing Comp Plan, the community values, Hibbing promotes economic prosperity through accessible education and skills training, quality job opportunities, and support for existing and new and diverse business development. We live up to this value by ensuring that the Hibbing Economic Development Authority, or HEDA, has the resources to invest and prioritize development projects in industries, businesses, and commercial sectors in our community. This transfer was performed routinely on an annual basis through 2017, and with a renewed focus on commercial development and downtown vitality. The funding is necessary to demonstrate community engagement when seeking outside funding and investment. I've worked with our finance department and Director of Finance, Sheena Mulner, to go through and understand what that surplus would be in economic development for the past 4 years. And right now it sits at just a little under that 200,000 mark. So that's why we're asking for the transfer of that $200,000 from the economic development funds in the 101 budget to be transferred into HEDA's purview. What that's going to allow us to do is go after some community development partnerships for our downtown redevelopment focus that we've been starting to work on through our HEDA board, and also allow for the funds to be deployed into those redevelopment projects that we have necessary and coming our way. So I would request that, that transfer tonight, and I would ask Sheena to help me out with any questions that you may have.
Very good. I appreciate your explanation. Hearing that, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve?
Motion approved by Councilor Fossil. Second?
Support.
Support by Councilor Schweberger. Any discussion?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, Councilor.
So can we go from budget 101 to the 255? Can you ever someday go from the 255 back to the 101? If you can do that? If there was ever a time that we wanted to take that money and for some reason put it back where it came from?
So, Counselor, Fund 255 is a special revenue fund, which when we levy for it is based under, I mean, when you set that levy, you're having a public hearing to set a levy with limits of that taxable market value. I could look into whether there'd be any legal implications to why you couldn't transfer back, but I don't know, maybe you know.
I don't know the top of my head.
Yeah, I guess I'd probably have to look at the statutes, because when we set the $105,000 levy, we do it based off the taxable market value of the city. We're in those restraints, and then we do it based off a public hearing to make sure that that's a level we can set it at.
I was just asking because I didn't want to tie our hands just in case something happens in the future. I don't know if it ever would, but just in case it were to.
Yeah, I can definitely look into that further.
Councilmember, also, we aren't asking to transfer 2022 because that audit has not been certified at this point. So this is just funds that have been declared surplus in that particular fund and been through the audit, so that we are, you know, really clear on what those amounts are.
So then moving forward, will everything then go into the other fund?
This isn't something, I talked to Betsy about that. We wanted to kind of analyze it on a year-by-year basis, just to make sure that the general fund was healthy and that we did actually have a surplus, and not just have it be like an automatic thing. That's why we chose these 4 years, is because I actually looked at the data and we did have surpluses in each of those years. So the money is available in the general fund to transfer into her fund for this
Okay, good.
use.
Thank you.
Very good. Any other questions? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item D.
All right, so this one is also slightly involved, so bear with me as we talk this through. This is a resolution to move the Cary Lake Campground funding into the Parks Capital Fund. In the 2018 comp plan, the natural environment goal 3 is to promote and grow opportunities for access and use of Hibbing's natural spaces and resources. And in 2021, the city council in the consent agenda moved that they put $400,000 into HEDA's budget to pay out the grant requirements for match for the Cary Lake Campground project. So, and it was written as authorize the internal transfer to HEDA in the amount of $400,000 for the campground. While finance can see, and so again, I've worked with our director of finance, and Sheena will help me explain this or answer any questions you may have. While finance can see that $400,000 was transferred into the HEDA bank account, the actual internal transfer was never completed in code. So the expenditures of the $68,485 of Cary Lake Campground project costs thus far have been spent out of HEDA levy instead of out of the general fund transfer. So to make HEDA whole and provide that $400,000 into the purview of the person who's running the project for Cary Lake Campground, we're requesting that we both approve the transfer of that $68,485 from the general fund reserves, which is where the internal transfer would happen, from the 101 general fund reserves to the 255 to make HEDA whole, and then transfer the rest of the funding, which is the 331,515 from that same fund, general fund reserves, to Parks capital budget, which is that 439,9201 to fund the remainder of the city's commitment for that Cary Lake Campground. Sheena also recommends that we had a budget adjustment for project capital for pre-development costs and the matching grant funds, so that you understand what that fund is in Parks Capital and how that's gonna be done. So, this is something I've worked on with Director of Finance, and obviously you have to have a motion on the table before we can continue.
Very good. Hearing what you have to say, we will, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Councilor Fossil,
Support.
support by Councilor Bayless. Any discussion? Betsy, I'm assuming Nick, who's sitting in the back there, has had, basically, he would be the one running the project moving forward.
Yes.
Which is probably the direction we should have went originally.
Yes.
Because that's not the type of project HEDA runs.
Right.
But, so you're basically reimbursing HEDA for what they have invested into that project, and the
Yes.
remainder going towards a project being managed by Nicarola for the
Yes.
city.
Yes, and putting it in the right budget line item purview
Yes.
for our finance director.
For tracking purposes, it'd go under capital then.
Yep, it'd be under the capital fund.
Counselor?
So, and if there probably won't be any money left, and I know it's going to be earmarked for the Cary Lake Campground, but if there is any, can then it be just unrestricted?
Well, if it's in the capital fund, it's a capital improvement revolving fund.
Okay.
So I guess it would be in that fund to be used for other capital as we do our capital planning.
Okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Betsy.
Thank you.
We move on to building official, Mr. Green.
Mayor and council members, this is a rezoning of a parcel approximately 40 acres that HEDA owns, and it's located just north, down in Brooklyn, north of 11th Street. I think you have a map. The reason for that, we're looking at, the city's looking at all the heavy industrial, which are located right next to residential zones, and have a buffer of either open space or other light industrial uses that would require, most of their uses would require a public hearing if they're next to a residential use.
Okay.
Heavy industrial normally doesn't. So it makes sense, the planning commission gave recommendation for the council to approve this, and we will be looking at other areas that are next to residential that are heavy industrial. This would be one of the first ones that are rezoned to light industrial.
Okay, I appreciate the information, Mr. Green. Hearing what he's had to say, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Councilor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Councilor Fossil. Any discussion? So Pat, I just want to clarify what you just said. This is the first piece of property you're going to look at in the city of Hibbing, but then move throughout the city of Hibbing to create these buffer zones between residential and business.
Yes, other areas are probably owned by private
Okay.
mining companies. So the city can rezone areas because we set the zones. We would notify them once those are located and approximately how much of a buffer.
Okay,
You know, it doesn't have to be 40 acres.
yeah,
But for this 40 acres, you still have uses that are permitted, light industrial
Right.
and conditional uses. So that 40 acres could be more developed than just heavy industrial. Yep.
very good. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.
Move on to Finance Director Treasurer, Ms. Mullen.
Thanks, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I'm offering resolution number 23-04-06. This resolution would be accepting the federal award in the amount of $25,390.11 from the Minnesota Department of Homeland and Security and Emergency Management. This is another award that the city has received in addition to the other two awards that were previously accepted for the 2022 spring flooding. We had some roads and some culverts that were washed out as a result of the heavy rains, and this award would reimburse the cost that was incurred by the city. So I'm asking the city council to approve the resolution.
Thank you. Wishes of the council. Motion approved. Motion approved by Councilor Schweberger.
Support.
Support by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Move on to Library Manager Laura Corneman.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. I come before you this evening to offer a resolution number 23-0407, approving the 2022 Minnesota Public Library Annual Report in lieu of a library board for the Hibbing Public Library.
Very good. Wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Second.
Support.
Support by Counselor Whitney. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
We'll move on to City Administrator, Mr. Brzezinski.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, thank you. So I would offer Resolution 230408, approving charitable gambling authorized to the Evelyn Elks Lodge, 1161, at Mike's Pub. And I'm sure somebody's already noticed this, but if you go to the resolution, the actual resolution in the packet, 230408, line number 1, there is a edit that I must point out. So it says in the resolution, at the do you, it is actually at Mike's Pub. So I want to make sure that that's clear. You can go ahead and take action on it. We'll just make that edit on the backside, so.
Very good. Hearing your update, wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Counselor Whitney. Second. Support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Greg?
Mr. Mayor, City Council, a couple of items from my office this evening. So item number 1, and Nick already talked a little bit about the LCCMR grant. So now that we have that application in, we will start to advocate for our application because remember, that's a competitive grant application process. Once Easter break is over next week and the following weeks, we will begin our advocacy program. Likely we will start reaching out to the members of that committee, making sure they know what the project is here in Hibbing and why it's important. So more of an update for our city council and our members of the general public. So we have that to look forward to. And then the second thing that I want to talk a little bit about is our snow removal efforts over the 22-23 snow season. So a couple things about that. Number 1, our general public has been very patient with us as we work our way through possibly the snowiest winter on record. About 4 inches to go on that. But also, I want to make sure that we say thank you for the efforts of the police department and our PBAs and trying to enforce vehicle parking so our operators can do their work, which leads me to also thanking our operators for the work that they've done. This is probably the most call-outs we've had for many, many years. It has certainly been one for the record books, but I want to make sure that we say thank you to our streets department and our sanitation folks because they also operate our snow removal equipment. So I would just want to point that out. So that's all I have from my office.
Very good, thank you. Move on to bids and quotes, starting with City Engineer Jesse Story.
Mayor, Council, if you recall back in September, the City Council passed a resolution to participate in the St. Louis County Crack Sealing Program. So the county did open bids for their project. They include many towns, many townships in their program to participate. The low bid was from Asphalt Surface Technologies. The county did award the bid to them. In this project, the city has 10.8 miles of city streets and 13 miles of state aid streets. The bid came in at $31,447.50 for the city portion of the project. We did have a little over $81,000 budgeted for that portion. And the state aid portion came in at $57,970, and we had a little over $104,000 budgeted for that. So I'm asking council to approve us to be a part of this project with St. Louis County.
Very good. Hearing what Mr. Story said, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Second.
Support.
Support by Counselor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Number B, Jess.
Mayor, Council, back in February, if you recall, we were on our second snow blower, and the drive shaft and gear case broke on that one. So we talked about it at a working session, and we're finally getting around to ordering the parts for that so we can have that operable for next season. So this will be our third inline snow go that we will have, so we'll have 3 operational snow blowers. The cost for this repair is $7,296.80, and our mechanics will install the parts. So I'm asking for council approval.
Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor Bayless. Support. Support by Counselor Schweberger. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. C, Jesse.
Mayor, Council, if you recall at the last working session, I brought up a sewer repair that we had to do between 15th Avenue East and 19th Avenue East. We did contact Bagalis and Sons for that repair. They completed the repair within 1 day, and the attached invoice is there for you to see. It's a 12-inch pipe that they repaired, and there was just a lot of stuff in there that they had to dig up. So it was a big repair that we could not do with our equipment. So very fortunate that they're right next door. It's right next to their property. The cost of the repair is $7,627.82, and I'm asking for council approval.
Very good. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor Bettis.
Support.
Support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. D, Jesse.
Mayor, Council, sanitation truck 66114 needed a new air compressor. We did order that air compressor. Our mechanics will install that. This is a component of the truck that we need for it to be operational. The cost of this piece of equipment is $4,584.31, and I'm asking for council approval.
Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Fossil. Second, support by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. E.
Mayor, Council, attached is the 2023 beaver management agreement with the USDA. This is a budgeted item. We do this every year. Last year, I believe they removed 39 beavers and 9 dams. This does help a lot with properties that are in lower areas, so we do not flood some of the neighborhoods. So I'm asking for council approval to enter an agreement with the USDA. Like I said, this is a budgeted item, and the contract is for $9,000.
Very good. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Schweberger. Support?
Support.
Support by Counselor Whitney. Any discussion? I want to just add one thing, just they have been outstanding since they came aboard for us. And are they still as efficient as they used to be when we have an issue?
Yes, if you call them, if it's early enough in the day, they're there that day.
Very good. I appreciate that. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. F.
Mayor, Council, attached is a professional services agreement with LHB to provide inspection services on our city-owned bridges. We have a total of 21 bridges that we are required to inspect. 15 of the bridges, the inspection frequency is 24 months. 5 of the bridges is every 12 months, and then we have one newer bridge on Swinnerton Road. It's a 48-month interval for inspection. So for the 21 bridges in 2023 that need to be inspected, the service agreement is for $24,823. We currently have $25,000 budgeted for this item. And then in 2024, 5 bridges will need to be inspected for a cost of $6,822. So we will include that in the 2024 budget. So I'm asking for council approval to join into this agreement with LHB for our bridge inspections.
Very good. Wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Second?
Support.
Support by Counselor Whitney. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? Motion carries.
Mayor, Council, back in November, Dave heard at treatment plant, he ordered a Fairbanks pump. We received the pump about a week and a half ago. I went down there and took a look, and it was actually a knockoff brand pump. It wasn't a Fairbanks. Fairbanks is what we have in there. That pump lasted 20 years. We replaced the bearings in it once. So we called the vendor, and they actually do not sell that type of pump, what they had in their quote. So we sent it back. We went the next highest, or next closest bid, next lowest bid, I should say, for the Fairbanks pump, and that was from WW Gosh Associates. So it's $2,033 more, but we believe that using the Fairbanks pump, not using a knockoff pump, will be a lot better down the long run. So we're asking for council approval to approve that extra amount for that pump.
Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Counselor Schweberger,
Support.
support by Counselor Fossil. Any other discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's just a comment. Thank you for paying attention and catching that knockoff.
Yeah, this is actually Dave
That's
Hurd.
too bad.
noticed. Yeah, that was Dave Hurd down at the plant. He noticed that was a knockoff brand.
That's, yeah, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Mayor, Council, we had the DPF filter on the Vector truck on the last council meeting. We had that repaired. We had our mechanics install that. When they put that in, the engine would not go into regen mode on its own. So we brought it back, and they had to service the ash part of the DPF filter. And then they needed an ARD head replacement and a differential pressure sensor. So now we brought it over to CAT. So now the truck will regen on its own. It's operating like it should. We've had it out on 2 sewer calls, I believe. So this work has been done, and I'm asking the council that we make this payment to Caterpillar. The cost is $2,616.10 out of the operating expenses, and there's a typo on there. It should be $3,812.53 out of the repair and maintenance labor. So like I said, we did bring this in. It's a vital piece of equipment. We had this repaired, and we are bringing the invoice to you now.
What is the total then?
The total is,
I want to make sure we
between
mention
the
the total.
two, we have, hang on.
He's just making sure that's correct.
$6,428.63.
Okay, so this is accurate.
Yep.
Okay. Hearing what Mr. Story had to say, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor Fossil,
Support.
support by Counselor Bayless. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Jesse.
Mayor, Council, on the council, we have a variable frequency drive down at the treatment plant. This is for the wet well, so it can ramp up the pump, it can ramp down the pump depending on what we need. The old one did burn up, so Wesco is the supplier for this. The cost is $3,216, and I'm asking for council approval.
Okay, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Fossil. Second. Support by Counselor Bayless. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay? Motion carries. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
City Service Director Nicaragua.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet, I've included the construction documents from SCH and the bidding construction timeline to move forward with the Bennett Park Pickleball Court project. With your approval here tonight, we hope to go ahead right away and advertise for bids here starting this week. Bid opening would be May 9th, and depending on where that comes in at, we would hope to enter in a contract in May 17th meeting. So looking for your approval to move forward with the plans as presented. City Engineer Jesse Story and I did sit down with SCH on Monday and went through the plans and specs with them. We did cut out some of the concrete work and the aggregate work on the east side of the courts to limit that down, to limit down the scope of the project a little bit and cut the cost, because there was getting to be quite a bit of extra concrete and walkways around that maybe weren't necessary in this phase, but we can include them in a second phase next year, along with the parking lot on the north end. So, this phase will basically just be the 6 pickleball courts, walkways all the way around it with, curb cuts and everything for ADA accessibility and everything. So that's what, this phase 1 would consist of.
Very good. Hearing what Mr. Rolla had to say, wishes of the council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Support? Support by Counselor Whitney. Any other discussion? Nick, I support, that's great that you and Jesse did that, because we do have that second phase coming. As we finish that we can limit our costs on the initial construction, so. Thank you for doing that. Yes.
One question. Nick, I know this is an old question, I asked you a long time ago. I heard you mention lights. Is there any way we can take a look at the other lights at the same time? Because we're gonna be doing that, we might as well look at those parking lot lights that don't work.
Yep, that is on my radar for this summer, finding out where the break is in that line that goes over to the Miracle League field.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yep, we can do that.
Thank you.
Very good. Any other discussion? Hearing none? All in favor or motion? Let's see, we had, yep, Jennifer
Jennifer and Counselor Whitney.
and Counselor Whitney. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. B, Nick.
B is a request for City Council to approve professional services agreement with Bar Engineering with the Cary Lake Campground. So where we're at right now on the campground, we're still in need of some professional services to get to shovel ready and construction ready. And with Bar doing the park system master plan, this is a good time to have another set of eyes take a look at the project. And they want to roll this into the park master plan, get some more public input, and survey questions out to the public, and make sure we're doing it right and what the citizens want out there for a campground. We only get one shot at doing it right the first time. I think it's a good use of our funds to have them take a look at it, see if there needs to be a shift of the location, or just making sure everything's right to accommodate, a 35-foot RV coming through there and everything. So, and we have the proper electrical and sewer and water and all that stuff. So rolling it into the master plan, I think would serve its purpose well and get the community involved and make sure we ultimately do what they want to do. So looking for your approval to move forward with Bar on that professional service contract.
Okay, we're looking for support. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve by Counselor Fossil, support by? Support. Counselor Whitney. Discussion, I do like the idea, especially where they want to bring in outside residential input on this project, and I agree, we want to do one right, and I think it's important that since Bar is doing our whole new park plan, that they become a major component on moving forward with this.
Yep.
Because it is going to be one of our bigger pieces in our park project whole plan as we move forward.
For sure.
Any other discussion?
I was just gonna say, it won't set any of our construction timelines off at all, because we still do have a funding gap in all the grants that we have applied for. We can't start construction till next summer anyway. So if we do get awarded any of that money, so it's not setting us back at all by adding this. So just FYI for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that additional information, Nick. Hearing what he had to say, wishes of the council.
You have a motion and a second.
We have a motion?
Yep. Counselor
All in
Fossil
favor,
and
say
Counselor
aye.
Whitney.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? Motion carries. Nick?
Last one for you here is another professional service agreement with Braun Intertech. And that would be for this building here. Based on some of the recommendations in our facility study that we had from ICS, there is further investigation that needs to be done on hazardous materials around this building, specifically asbestos, lead pipes, air quality testing that needs to be done. So before we get too far down the road and making big decisions of what we want to do here, we feel that it's money worth spent to find out what we have going on here with some of those hazardous materials and see how that comes back. So, entering into an agreement with Braun Intertech, and they would do all that. And we do have some, I guess, we don't have reports, but we know some of the asbestos has been removed in this building already. We're just not exactly sure which portions, since we don't have the document in front of us. But that price could go down depending on how much they actually find and need to test. So, yeah, just looking for your approval to move forward with that.
Very good. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Schweberger. Support?
Support.
Support by Councillor Fossil. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? Motion carries. Thanks, Nick. Laura?
Good evening. I come before you again to ask for approval for the quote for the purchase and installation of cameras from American Eagle Security Systems in the amount of $4,200. This quote includes replacement of non-functioning cameras inside the building, as well as moving the 2 functional cameras that are outside to replace non-functioning inside and upgrade strictly the exterior cameras to help with things like incidents outside the library or even on City Hall lawn or in the alley. So that's what I come before you.
Very good. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councillor Fossil. Support by Councillor Bayless. Any discussion? This will fit right into our existing system that we had already set up there. It's just they're updating some of the cameras, reusing some of the components.
Exactly.
Very good. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Nothing for boards and commissions. We'll move on to license and permits. Approve the raffle permit application request of the Central Mesaba Medical Foundation to hold their raffle on Monday, July 10th, 2023 at the Mesaba Country Club. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Councillor Bayless. Support. Support by Councillor Schweberger. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay. Motion carries. Number 2, approve the raffle permit application request of the Hibbing Curling Club to hold their raffle on Tuesday, April 11th, 2023 at the Hibbing Curling Club. This is an updated date change that has previously been approved. So, hearing that, wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councillor Hoffman-Sockman. Second? Support. Support by Councillor Whitney. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. 3, approve the 2023 Transit Merchant application request of David Caponelli, Cappy's Kettle Corn, to sell kettle corn and vending at the corner of 1st Avenue and 25th Street. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Councillor Schweberger, second by Councillor Fossil, support by Councillor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Number 4, approve the 2023 Transient Merchant application request Virginia Hightower TNT Fireworks to sell Minnesota State approved fireworks in the Walmart parking lot from June 22nd through July 5th, 2023. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councillor Hoffman-Sockman. Support.
Support.
Support by Councillor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. 5, approve the special event permit application of Cardin International Circus to hold their circus at the Hibbing City Memorial Building, May 19th through the 20th, 2023. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councillor Fossil. Support. Support. Support by Councillor Whitney. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Approve the special event permit application of the Hibbing Area Chamber to hold their Jubilee Festival on 5th and Kids Carnival on Saturday, July 8th, 2023 on 5th Avenue, including the library and City Hall. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Councillor Hoffman-Sockman.
Support.
Support by Councillor Bayless. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. 7, approve the special event permit application of the Hibbing Area Chamber to hold their Jubilee Parade on Saturday, July 8th, 2023 in downtown Hibbing. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Counselor Schweberger.
Support.
Support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Number 8, approve the special event permit application of the Hibbing Area Chamber to hold their Jubilee Sidewalk Sale and Car Show on Friday, July 7th, 2023 between 1 First Avenue and 500 blocks of Howard Street. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved. Yeah,
Motion approved by Counselor Whitney.
support.
Support by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. 9, approve the special event permit application of St. Louis County Public Health to hold their mental health awareness walk in Bennett Park on Saturday, May 20th, 2023. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Counselor Fossil.
Support.
Support by Counselor Hoffman Sockman. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Motion carries. Approve the transient merchant application request of Jeremy Chamberlain of Fabian Seafood. Fabian Seafood 9 to sell seafood on city property formerly known as Suburban Lanes on April 23rd, May 21st, June 18th, July 16th, August 13th, September 10th, October 8th, and November 5th of 2023. Wishes of the council.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Counselor Schweberger.
Support.
Support by Counselor Fossil. Any discussion?
Mayor,
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one question. Is this, or can we even do that? Isn't this property
Property being
potentially gonna
sold?
be occupied?
Mayor, Counselor Bayless, so I talked to Candy about this when I saw this come through, about the potential of the other property and the development agreement. This applicant is aware that these are the dates they're requesting,
Okay.
but these dates might go away if in fact
Okay.
that moves forward. So you're aware, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So he is aware, so.
Yes, Candy made him aware of
Very
that.
good. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Approve the 2023 kennel license renewal of Critter Sitter Incorporated, 3649 South Pintar Road. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Hoffman Sockman.
Support.
Support by Counselor Fossil. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay, 12, approve the raffle permit request application for the Hibbing Quarterback Club to hold their raffle on Saturday, May 6, 2023 at Palmer's. Wishes of the council.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Counselor Bayless. Support by Counselor Schweberger. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. That brings us to adjournment. Could I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
So moved by Counselor Bayless.
Support.
Support by Counselor Schweberger. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Thank you.